Today's just gonna be a quick session. Actually, I'm hoping to do 5 sets of working sets. See how the weight feels, but ideally, I want to work towards getting 5 sets of 8 at 185 pounds. I've done 1 set at 11 at that weight, but I find each consecutive set, my rep counts somewhat start to decrease kind of dramatically. I want to get more consistent with, a little bit of a heavier for me weight. I was trying to do 5x5 with 205 the other day. I got 5 for the first set, but then my next set was 4, and then 3, and then 2. So, see how this feels. A little bit of warm up with the bar here. Just to get the muscles warmed up, help reduce an injury. Also a good opportunity to try to lock in that form, because if it doesn't look good with an empty bar, probably not going to look very good with a lot of weight on it. I usually just do this until my muscles start feeling warm. Put a plate on. This is where I'll really start to get kind of an idea of how my working sets are gonna go. It's like 135 feels heavy. Probably not gonna be good sets. But if it feels light, usually I do about 10 reps of this. Didn't feel the strongest. I also just finished eating dinner literally about 10 minutes ago. So probably not the most opportune time to work out. Usually you kind of want your food somewhat digested and being turned into energy before you work out, not, in that initial stage of digestion. I'm almost half tempted to put wrist straps on today, see if that helps at all. I've also been wondering about experimenting with different grip width. Normally I put this finger on the inward ring. I'm wondering about trying a little wider. Sometimes I do a close grip bench press, but that's more of a different thing. How wide do you guys go? Do you like? Do you prefer a wider grip or a narrow grip? I know narrower puts more of the focus on the triceps, and wider puts it more on the chest. But I guess a lot of it's personal preference. It is hot in here. Big steel container just turns into an oven throughout the day. I think I'm gonna turn the fan back on for some airflow. So if anybody's actually watching this video, other than me, sorry about the noise. Definitely helps to get the air moving. Oh. I like to get to 8 reps before I stop, and because I don't want to go to failure on the first set. I want to hold myself back from that, so I can get more reps on my second, third, fourth, fifth sets. I'd like to get to 8 reps, but if it feels like it's getting really heavy, I might stop around 5 or 6 and just work at that. Because even if I could get 5 or 6, but for 5 sets, having that consistency would be a good improvement, because I tend to get eager about just wanting to go to failure, wanting to go as heavy as I can, and I think I really short myself a lot of progression from doing that. So I've been really trying to dial myself back a little bit. And I have been noticing, even just from the little bit that I've done that, I have noticed some more progression in certain areas. Okay. Alright, I think that was 8. They were not paused, but I feel like I wasn't really bouncing it much, so I'll take it. Now, if I can get this on my second set, I think that'll actually be an improvement overall, because I think when I did 11 reps before, I think I struggled to hit like 5 on my second set. So just having that consistency of 2 sets of 8 in a row at this weight will be, in its own right, like a sort of PR. advice that someone gave me at the gym was to really try to keep tension throughout the whole lift. I've been trying to think about that more, like all the way down, and when it's on the chest, like don't let it just rest on the chest, but like just touch there and keep tension. And that keeping tension will help you spring back out of it. Because like when you let it rest on the chest, or even stop for a second, you let go of that tension, and then you don't have that spring out of it. So also just feels stronger and more controlled, and looks better in my opinion. Not to say that seeing someone lift hundreds of pounds and they're bouncing off their chest isn't impressive, because it definitely is, but it's just something that about seeing someone just slowly control that weight down and then back up, and they're just totally in control of it every moment. It just seems to me, like takes it to another level. No, I wasn't very slow in that last set. I just wanted to get my 8 reps without fatiguing too much. After this, I'm gonna have a beer or two and play some Minecraft with a friend. So, say what you will about that, but it's gonna be my little reward to get as many reps as I can here. I should really have a timer right here so I can like keep track, because I have no idea how long it's been. I think that was a walnut falling on the roof. That was definitely harder. But 8 reps, 2 sets in a row. I'll take it. See what my 3rd set ends up being here. I think I'm gonna speed up a lot of this video or edit parts of it out. Nobody wants to listen to me ramble, myself included. If anybody's watching this far, comment in the section, what is your favorite bench press accessory and why? Is it like a bench press variation, or is it something completely different, like something to do with cables or even calisthenics? Lately I've been trying to do more dips, body weight dips. I tried weighted dips the other day, did a few of those. Been told they're great, well, like tricep builder, and also I mean, they hit parts of the pecs as well. I don't know, I think they've been helping. I definitely know it's a pretty good pump after I do them. I'm not set up to do dips here though, so I usually do them at the gym, but I have been looking to get set up, either get a power tower or dip bars, or I might just fabricate my own. Let me know if you guys are interested in watching a video of me doing some metal fabrication or whatever. I don't know if you've noticed, but the camera's usually sitting up on an anvil, and a couple melting furnaces there and a forge, and different things to do different things with metal. Pull-up bar, this power cage I got secondhand, it was missing the piece there, which I don't know if it was supposed to be a brace or a pull-up bar, but either way, I made a pull-up bar that acts as a brace that gives it a little more rigidity, and then I'll obviously do pull-ups or dead hangs or whatever off of it. Works pretty good. It's pretty solid. Actually, this was missing one of the spring-loaded safety pins too, so just found a bolt that matched and then ground it down. And yeah, it's not the most convenient, you know. It's a little bit quicker to use the spring pin, but you know, it's a cheap fix. Cost me under $1, or maybe $1. Eventually I might try to find the replacement part online or something, but I'm not in a rush and I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. Also, I'm pretty sure this bolt is actually a little bit more robust than these spring pins. Let's see how long it's been. I find I either take way too long of a break, or I short myself on the breaks. Looks like it's been over 3 minutes. So, back to it, see how much I can grind out for the third set. Come on, one more. Hey, 8 reps again. I'll take it. You will notice my reps are getting a little sloppier each time. Oh well. 8 reps at 185 for 3 sets in a row. Given that I just ate, that is actually better than what my expectations were, so I'll take it. It's a good day. It's a good day. See how I'm feeling, but I might finish off the set with some slingshot work. Grab it here in case you guys don't know what a slingshot is. Basically, a slingshot just goes on your kind of across here, and then your arms go through it, and then when weight comes down, it gives you some spring assistance on the bottom end of the rep, which means basically in like the top half-ish of the rep, you're bearing the total load of the weight, and then in the bottom half, you're getting like a 5, 10, 15, 20% assistance depending on what weight you're working with, your body mechanics, and more importantly, which slingshot you have. I think this is the Slingshot original. I think they came out with one lighter, and then they've got like 2 or 3 that are heavier. allows you to basically overload your reps at the top end, so you get used to holding more weight. I guess it like works your CNS a bit more, but allows you to work through the reps with a higher weight that you wouldn't necessarily normally be able to do. Like, for example, my 1 rep PR is 225 pounds, but one day, just for shits and giggles and shits, I put on the Slingshot, some elbow wraps that I picked up, or not elbow wraps, but elbow sleeves, and some wrist wraps. And with more ease than I hit 225 for 1, I managed to hit 225 for 5. So, how much did that help me? I don't know. It felt cool. Does it count towards any type of bench press PR? No, I don't think so. I mean, like, you can say equipped lift, I guess, but I count it more as just an accessory to work towards the ultimate goal of getting that regular bench, flat bench press up. So I don't know, I might, if I'm not feeling too fatigued after 2 more sets of this, I might throw this on. I don't think I'll put the other stuff on. I'll just this, and maybe put 2 plates on here. For those of you who don't know, the lingo, 2 plates basically means 2 45-pound plates on either side of the bar. The bar is usually 45 pounds. The standard large plates are 45 pounds. You get into powerlifting and stuff, they do have, I think, 55-pound plates at 25 kilograms. But these are 45. So when somebody says, "Oh, I've got a 2-plate bench or a 3-plate bench," they're usually talking about 2 or 3 or whatever 45-pound plates on either side of the bar. So a 2-plate bench is 225 pounds. A 3-plate 315. 4-plate is 405. So on and so forth. 1 plate would be 135. And it looks like I've probably taken a long enough break. So let's see what I can get done here. I might take it to failure if I have to and just dump it on the rack. We shall see. See how it goes. Maybe I'll get it. Maybe I'll get it. I will get it. Come on. Positive attitude. Come on. Feel strong. Plant my feet. Get my grip. Come on! Come on! One more! Seven reps. I'll take it. I also realized I haven't been pushing my plates in, so it might have wiggled off a bit, which can throw off the balance and make it a little harder, so we'll blame it on that. It's nice when you're not that strong and you can just easily do that with the bar. You know, I can't imagine these guys that lift 5, 6, 700 plus pounds doing that. I don't know, maybe they can because they're so freaking strong. I also wouldn't want to be doing that kind of weight in a cage like this. This cage is probably good for 315, maybe 405. But you start getting that crazy amount of weight, you're going to want a stronger cage. Okay, it is freaking hot in here. So that's 3 sets of 8, 1 set of 7. Pushing my weights before I forget about it. Maybe I already did. One more set and then I'll do probably just 1 set of with the slingshot. Why not? I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling alright right now. And if you look at my bench, apparently I've just reached into what would be an intermediate level lifter. So I've just gotten out of the amateur. Goes, I think, beginner, amateur, intermediate, I guess advanced or expert. I'm not sure. And then master, I don't know. I forget. But it's, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, even, it's crazy to think when you start adding up the weight across all the reps, just like how much weight a person is lifting in one session. Just watched a short today of Julius Maddox lifting, I think it was something like 505 pounds bench press for 15 reps. Somebody commented that it was just shy of 4 tons. So just shy of like 8,000 pounds in one set. You know, actually if you think about it, if you do that in like a really lightweight, like if I was to bench press 100 pounds or something, maybe I could get, I don't know, 50 reps. 50 reps times 100 reps, that's 5,000 pounds. And considering I'm not a bench specialist, that sounds impressive until you realize, you know, you're only benching 100 pounds, right? So it does make a difference how much weight's being lifted over how many reps. Definitely doesn't scale linearly. But that's crazy to think that every 2 reps he's lifting over 1,000 pounds on bench press, raw. No equipment. Maybe wrist straps or something. You know, if I can work the kinks out of my deadlift, I would love to be hitting a lifetime PR on deadlift for what he can bench press. You know, it's just crazy to think about. Like if I could get up to 600, 700 pounds for 1 rep, I would be ecstatic. Right now, even just hitting like 405 without destroying my back would be wonderful. Yeah, I think like these guys are bench pressing that way. Then you look at these monsters like shoulder press, overhead pressing like 500 pounds. It's just, I hit 115 pounds for 5 reps. Fairly strict overhead press at the gym the other day, and I was really happy about that. 115 pounds, and these guys are doing 500. I can't even fathom it. Like some of these heavy deadlifts, like I can understand like how somebody can. I guess I don't know. I've always been able to lift up a fair bit of weight, I guess. Like, obviously not that much, but overhead press, I guess, has always been weak for me, so it's really hard for me to fathom how somebody could, like, almost quintuple what I'm doing with, you know, a year and a half of consistent training. Like, you know, over 4 times as much. It's crazy. What lift impresses you most? You know, is it squat, is it deadlift, is it bench press or overhead press, or is it some obscure thing? Is it some sort of calisthenic move like a dragon flag or a front lever or a human flag? Is it what exercise, not just lift, what exercise do you look at and just say, damn, you know? No idea how long it's been, but I feel like it's been long enough because I've been on a rant, so usually time flies when I'm on a tangent. No way am I doing 7. I'm just gonna stop it there. 8, 8, 8, 7, 6. I'll take it. I didn't think I'd be getting that close to 8 times 5 this quickly, so I'll absolutely take that. That is a win. Who knows? Maybe my next session or in a week or 2, I'll be able to hit 8 for 5. You know, and then 10 for 5, or maybe I'll put on 10 pounds. Put up to 195. I think body weight, 10 reps at 5 sets would be a really good goal for me for this year. Right now I'm weighing pretty consistently with my lighter gym shoes and some light clothing. I'm pretty consistent around 205 pounds, we'll call that body weight. If I could hit 205 for 5 sets of 10, that would be a really good end of the year goal. Even 5 sets of 8, I've only hit I think 5 or 6 reps as a PR for that weight for 1 set. So even if I'm hitting 5 by 5 at that weight, that's like consistently and not like breaking form on the last reps, you know, that'd be all right. But if I could do that for 10 reps, 5 sets, and my body weight 205, that'd be really good. I'd be hitting multiple reps at 225 at that point. All right, give it a couple minutes. I'm not gonna put on my Slingshot until I have to because it's hot in here and you know it's some kind of itchy, warm, elasticy fabric against the skin that I don't want for any longer than it has to be. Now obviously this set won't be as strong as we could be had I done it several sets ago because I'm getting a little fatigued, but one strategy too is sometimes people will, I guess, use this earlier on in their set, or they'll do a heavy hold, which is just put on way more weight than you bench press, unrack it and hold it for 10, 15, 20 seconds as a way to like prime the central nervous system, the CNS, and basically it makes the consecutive sets at a lighter weight feel lighter than if you hadn't done that. So like, let's say your working sets are 185, you know, you go do some slingshot, a 1 set with the slingshot at 205 or 225, or maybe you heavy hold, you know, 265 or whatever. Then that just fires up your CNS. It says, hey, wake up, we're lifting heavy weight here. But then you dial back the weight for your working set to what you want to work with. And because you're like, CNS is like over primed for that heavier weight, that lighter weight, which is normally fairly heavy for you, feels lighter than it would normally feel. I haven't experimented too much with that. I did kind of try it once, but I went way too heavy on the heavy hold. I think I did 3 sets and I worked up my last set, so I hadn't even hit 225 yet, and I did a heavy hold for like 315 for like 20 seconds or something, 25 seconds, whatever it was, like 315 pounds. My whole body's just like shaking and trembling. And yeah, when I unracked a lighter weight afterwards, or significantly lighter weight afterwards, I don't remember what I was working with, it definitely felt lighter, but I was fatigued at the same time, so it didn't really give me a benefit, like throughout the rep. Like I think it actually took more out of me than it helped. But that's not the way to do it. The way to do it is you just go a little bit more, you know, like if I want to hit 185 for X amount of reps, and like I said, put 205 or 225, depending on what you're using, or you know, maybe a little bit heavier if you're going with a heavy hold, just for maybe one set of that. Don't go to failure. You don't want to go to failure, but that'll just wake everything up. Be interested in trying that more, and also let me know if you guys have done that kind of thing and found it to be a benefit, or if it's just been more of a hindrance than anything. Anywho, probably getting close to that time, so it's kind of annoying to put on, especially when your arms start getting a pump. Not that I have massive arms, but this thing's already kind of tight, and the thicker your arms get, the harder it is to slide on. I don't know if you guys have ever watching videos of guys using the really big, heavy slingshots. They're basically like, I don't know, like mouse traps or something, right? But these really big guys that do the heavy equipped lifting, I don't remember their names, but they're lifting like over 1,000 pounds. It's crazy. They literally have to have their arms pried open to get under the bar, and obviously that's giving some assistance throughout the entire lift. But on that bottom end of the lift, it's literally adding like 400 or 500 pounds to their bench. But it's wild to think, you know, they get criticism. They're like, what's the point in that? It's like, yeah, that's definitely not for me. But at the same time, let's see anybody else, you know, hold that much weight. We're talking about literally holding, you know, half a ton or more. Like I think these guys have gone up to 1,500 pounds or something over their chest. Like that's just frightening. You know, usually they have like 5 spotters, but even then, would the 5 spotters be able to prevent a catastrophic failure? Probably not. Like if that rolls out of the hands for whatever reason, or they completely drop it, like maybe they pass out while that thing's right up, like, up at the peak height. So, you know, it's crazy, but hey, people do worse things, right? It's, you know, shooting up drugs or something. It's like, you know, don't give these guys doing these big dangerous lifts too much flack, because I don't know, to me that's, at least you're doing something with your body, you know? Not for me though. Props to the ones who do it. All right. Whoa, that feels heavy today, holy crap. I don't think I had this thing lined up properly either. But you know what? Considering that's my 1 rep max, and I just did a full, pretty good workout of bench press. Like there's no way I would have been able to hit 225 for 1 without this, let alone 3. Well, okay, let's not count that last rep, 2.5. Anywho, I don't know if I'll actually post this or not. I'm gonna leave the plates on here, so if anybody comes into here, They're gonna be like, wow, you bench press that much? And I'll be like, kinda, yeah, sure. Yeah. Anyways, hope you guys are having a most excellent day and week and month, and if you're not, well, I hope it gets better real quick. Peace, love, and shenanigans. Take care.